Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to give you the 8 things to know when relocating to the Beehive State. And I'm getting started right now. Welcome back. I'm Greg Spackman and I'm with the Living in Salt Lake City channel. So if you want to learn everything about what it's like to eat, sleep, play here in the Salt Lake City area, then click the subscribe button and click the little bell to be notified every time I do a new video. We are getting a ton of people that have been reaching out to us about relocating here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move here, please reach out to us. That's the only way we can help you. Send us a text, give us a call, shoot us an email, send us the pigeon carrier, whatever you got to do to get a hold of us, because we got your back when you're moving here to Salt Lake City. So the number one thing that you're going to need to know when relocating here to the Beehive State is the cold weather, the warm weather, the spring and the fall. You're going to need to know that we have all 4 seasons here in Utah, and you're going to need to know that we can have really cold weather, so it can be all the way down to 0 degrees, 5 degrees, 10 degrees. Typically, the range here is 23 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to about 93 degrees Fahrenheit. But however, once again, we have really cold days, and then we also have days that are over 100 degrees. However, that the normal is probably like an 80 to a 90-ish range in the summer, and then in the winter is probably 20 to 40 for most of the summer days. We get around 4 feet of snow on average. In your house, you're probably going to see half of that, if that, and it's not going to all come usually in one day. You're going to get probably a big dump of a foot or two, and then the rest of it will come scattered over the different months. This year so far, we've had, maybe 5 inches of snow total, where it snowed 4 inches the other day, just enough to make the roads a little bit sketchy and your driveway not as fun. However, it wasn't really a big deal to shovel everything and deal with that so far. So number one is the weather here you're going to have to be able to deal with, and you should expect all 4 seasons. Number 2 on the list is taxes. So Utah has some of the lowest property taxes out of any state in the nation, and that's pretty amazing that they're super, super low. Utah has a flat tax of 4.95%. It has no estate tax, which is pretty cool. They do tax Social Security income, so know that ahead of time. And there is a few other little things that you'll need to know when you talk to your CPA. But overall, taxes, we have low property taxes. We're like the 10th lowest in the nation. State and local tax rates somewhere around 7%, so that's not super high. Tax-wise, you're not going to feel like you're taxed to death by coming to Utah. And I think that's part of what makes so many people want to move here, possibly you. Number 3 to expect is electricity bills. So know that electricity here in Utah is not super expensive if you're coming from certain states where it's really expensive. We have a pretty good electrical grid here. We have lots of, we don't really have any sort of power outages, brownouts over the summer. We don't get these alerts saying, please don't use your AC. So you're going to really like that by moving here to Utah. Number 4 on the list, the booming job market here in Utah. Some of the largest companies in Salt Lake City include Microsoft, 3M, Health Information Systems, Adobe, Delta Airlines, Novus Credit Services, the University of Utah, and Intermountain Healthcare. We have a ton of jobs here. If you're looking for a job, you're going to be able to get a job. We have some of the lowest unemployment rates anywhere in the nation. It should be a good paying job as well. Number 5 on the list are our national parks, and they are going to blow you away, so make time to visit them. Utah has 5 national parks. They are Zion, Bryce Canyon, Capitol Reef, Canyons, and the Arches. All of them are different in their own way, and they are awesome to go see. So please make sure you make vacation time or just spend a weekend down at each one of them at least to do the different things that you can do around them. There are a ton of other things like the national parks that you can go see, like the Goblin Valley is super cool. There are just a lot of things that you can do the outdoor side that are like the parks, and you should take advantage of that by being here in Utah. The 6th thing you're going to need to expect here is traffic. I don't think you're ever going to get away from traffic unless you move to maybe Montana or something, or Wyoming. Maybe then they don't have traffic. However, they probably still have traffic in those areas on rush hour. Just know that traffic here, you're going to have I-15, or you're going to use Bangerter or Mountain View Corridor, are probably the three major routes. Otherwise, you're going to be taking cross streets to get around. There are traffic during the normal times of day, like the rush hour times, 45 minutes to an hour during the normal part of the day. Rush hour would probably take an extra 15 or 20 minutes to do that. So our traffic is traffic. They do have a carpool lane, and then you can pay to be in the carpool lane as well to save time, which is definitely worth the money if you're having to commute with that traffic. Number 7 on the list, you're going to need to expect high cost of housing. Just the housing market in general here is very competitive. It has changed some over the last 6 months. I would say it's not the same competitiveness as it was earlier this year. However, the good homes are still selling very fast. They're still selling at asking price or above asking, and some of them are even getting multiple offers if the home is just amazing. So you do have the opportunity to shop for housing, but the prices still haven't come down as far as much as we would have liked them to come down based on where interest rates are currently. So you're going to need to know that renting a place or buying a place, both of it is expensive here in Utah, where it used to be cheaper 3 or 4 years ago. It just isn't that way, which, I've seen it. It's pretty much that way everywhere in the U.S. where people are moving to. It's expensive to live there. And the last thing on my list, number 8, of course, is the public transportation system here in Utah. You should expect that you can get around via the bus system, via the front runner commuter rail, the Trax light rail system in most major cities. You can get around. You can get from Provo all the way to North Ogden by using any sort of public transportation like that relatively easily. Just know we have a good system, better than most cities throughout the U.S. is to get around. You don't have to rely on your car necessarily if you work or where you're going to is going to be near one of those stations. You can just ride that and get there, and it's not super expensive to take them, and they're pretty effective and a great form for you to use. All in all, those were the 8 things that you're going to need to expect when relocating here to Utah. If you're thinking about making that move, please reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you and set up a Zoom session so we can find out all your wants and your needs and see which city would be the best for you. You can reach me via phone, via text, via email. I have your back if you're making a move here to Salt Lake City or anywhere in Utah, actually. Thank you for watching.